seem like, oh my God, I just found a hair on my lash and I pray that it just got there. I couldn't see it, but you guys would definitely probably be able to see it if it was there the whole time. Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my Sephora recommendations for the upcoming savings event, and I'm also going to talk about what's in my cart, and it is definitely a wish list because there's a lot in that cart. So if you'd like to find out more, then just keep watching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me for today's video. And if you're new to my channel, I hope that you will enjoy my content. And if you do, go ahead and give this video a like and be sure to click that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. I do want to give a big shout out to my alma mater, Winston-Salem State University. That is where I attended and got my undergraduate degree. I was also a Winston-Salem State University cheerleader, Cheer Phi, and you guys may have seen them in a recent video that Sierra had for the song Jump. Winston-Salem State University cheerleaders were featured in that video. That was done quite some time ago, but I wanted to give them a quick shout out. It's you! I'm cutting this pretty doggone close, guys. The savings event begins tomorrow for Rouge members. They will receive first access and they will get 20% off between the 14th and the 24th of April. VIB members will receive 15% off between the 18th and the 24th. Insider members will receive 10% off between the 18th and the 24th, and everybody gets 30% off of Sephora Collection between the 14th and the 24th. So that's the rundown. I struggle sometimes with this part of the video because I try new products, but I love my tried and true products as well. So sometimes I may repeat products to you guys, but I'm going to try not to be too repetitive. I've even written my list down this time and tried to really narrow down each category so that I'm not sitting here all day because my cart is pretty big. Okay, so we'll talk about my recommendations first and then we'll talk about what's in my cart. So I want to mention a skincare product that I've talked about quite a bit here on my channel and probably in a previous recommendations video, and that's the Exfoliate by Paula's Choice. It is 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. It has salicylic acid in it. I find that when I use this consistently, it really helps to minimize my pores, and it also helps to prevent breakouts. Like right now, probably stress induced, but right now I have a little breakout right here and I haven't been using this consistently, so I started back using it to try to take care of this breakout, and I had one previously over here because I know when I stop using it regularly I start to have a problem. So usually I use this morning and night. It is very gentle on the skin. It is a liquid, almost like a water consistency, so it is very light. It plays nicely with makeup products. It is fantastic. This moisturizer is Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer from OLEHENRIKSEN. It says vegan peptides, ceramides, and collagen. To me, the consistency is more like a gel moisturizer, but I don't think that it's written on here. I think that this is really, really good. I love how my skin feels when I apply this. I use this morning and night. I've gone through about half of this. This is a good all-around moisturizer that is really good for your skin and plays nicely underneath your makeup. So really like this. I recommend this if you're in the market for a moisturizer. This sunscreen is, I think, almost empty for me, and it is from Fenty Skin. It is refillable, so that is really good. So I will just order the refill. I need to put it in my cart now, really. But this is a really good sunscreen. I probably won't repurchase right now because I have several sunscreens that I need to actually empty. But I do want to recommend this to you all if you're in the market for sunscreen. It is really hydrating on the skin, like your skin feels amazing. I actually recommended this to my best friend. She has more dry skin, so I knew she would love this, and because of the way it hydrates your skin and the way it looks and feels, and the smell is luxurious, and she said she absolutely loves this product. So I definitely recommend it to you guys. It's a sunscreen moisturizer, so it's fantastic. Even though your skin looks really hydrated after you apply this, makeup still wears nicely on top of this. So I really love this sunscreen. So if you're in the market for for a sunscreen moisturizer, this is a really good one, and I have practically emptied. I wanted to mention these products from Fresh. I got a sample from Sephora and really liked this. I don't remember whether it was the lotion or the cleanser, but I liked the smell and just everything about it, so I bought this kind of set. So if you're able to pick any of these up, I would definitely recommend this. The lotion here says with soothing plant-based milks, centella, rice, and linseed on it. And I think the same thing is in the cleanser and the hand cream. It has this creamy scent. It smells like the ingredients that were listed here. Very lightweight, not too heavy. I really enjoyed the cleanser and have almost emptied it, and I've been using all of the products. So really do like this if you want to spend a little bit more money on body care like this. This one has been very good, and especially I think with summer approaching and you want to have something that's very hydrating but not too heavy, this would be excellent. I wanted to mention this butter product, and it is from 54 Thrones. I've talked about it a few times. I actually purchased it from Sephora, I think during one of these sales. It looked like something I would like. This is very, very good. It is a oil type based lotion product. Like it has a shine to it. They all kind of smell the same, even though they come in different scents. They all smell the same to me. This one is Kenyan hibiscus and Moroccan rose, and I don't smell any of that. It just seems like a body cream smell. So I don't know if the others are that way. I actually bought a set of this, and I just use it kind of as hand cream, so it lasts me a long time. I repurchased this item. I bought it as a mini the first time I emptied it, and then I purchased a set. So I definitely recommend this if you're looking for a very hydrating hand lotion or body lotion for those dry patches on your skin. This stuff right here is really good, and it's gonna serve you well. Love this. My final body care product that I want to mention is the Brazilian Crush Cheirosa. This is Brazilian jasmine and pink dragon fruit is the smell, and it's like 68 is the number that's written on here. It's the light pink one. They do have another one that's almost like a coral color, so you want to make sure you get the right one. This is the one that smells like Baccarat Rouge, and I do have Baccarat Rouge 540, and it smells so good. It has a very sweet smell, so kind of a youthful smell. So if you're really not into like a sweet, that cotton candy type of fragrance, you might not want this. But I do enjoy spritzing this on when I'm just kind of running out or not going to be out very long, and I don't want to put on an expensive fragrance. I'll use something like this. And I also sometimes layer this with other fragrances. Like this pairs nicely with like a flower balm type of fragrance. So I might put this on and my flower balm, and it smells nice together. So I just think this is a really good body mist, and it is from Sol de Janeiro, and I definitely recommend it, especially in the spring and the summer months. This is an excellent kind of body mist, and you can also put it in your hair. It's like an all-purpose type of mist for fragrance, so definitely recommend this. I wasn't all that prepared for this video because there are products that I want to recommend to you guys that I don't have here with me. So I'll show you what I have, and then I'll pop up a picture if it's a product I don't have with me. One of the products that I want to recommend I don't have with me because I thought it was discontinued at Sephora, but it seems to be back. The product that I'm recommending here is the Pat McGrath Labs Venus and Fleurs Luxe Eyeshadow Palette. Okay, and it says Voyeuristic Vixen. That is a mouthful, but I purchased that palette quite some time ago, and then I really thought that it was no longer at Sephora, but the other day I was looking through the eyeshadows and I saw it there. And it's an eyeshadow quad, and is very, very beautiful on the eyes. Sometimes you will have a little fallout, so just anticipate that it does do that a little bit. So you want to definitely use an eyeshadow primer and maybe even a glitter glue if that's your thing, to make sure that it kind of stays in place. But it is a gorgeous eyeshadow quad, and lately I really kind of liked that quad vibe because they're small. You don't have to think that much about it. You can get a beautiful eyeshadow look without a lot of effort when you have a quad. So it's a really high quality quad and I really enjoy it. I have used a lot of other eyeshadows here lately, but when I was wearing that quad, I wanted to wear it every single day. Like I wanted to reach for it daily. It was so beautiful on my eyes. So if you can get your hands on that, I definitely recommend it. And of course, any of the Mothership palettes, if that's something you want, you might want to pick that up. Another quick product that I don't have with me that I want to recommend as a fragrance that is really more of a fall fragrance, but since the sale is going on now, I'm not quite sure when the fall sale will actually happen, I still would recommend that you consider expensive fragrances and purchase them now, even if you don't plan to wear it until later. That way you have it on standby. And that is the Angel's Share by KILIAN. Is a fragrance that I would recommend that you consider picking up. It is quite expensive if you're in the market for it. Now, if you don't want to spend that kind of money, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you're interested in a fragrance, I really have enjoyed that fragrance and I get compliments when I wear it. It is a very boozy, kind of sweet smelling fragrance and just perfect for fall. So I'm gonna put mine aside as we approach the summer months. I will bring it back out in the fall of the year, but definitely worth purchasing if you are trying to save some coins on fragrance. Hi guys, look who just got home from work. She don't ever know what to say, y'all. She don't ever know what to say. So I'm on my spring break and she's still working hard. So she just got home. Wanted to say hi.
Hi guys.
I have these written down, so I'm all out of order. All out of order. I forgot that I was going to talk about these body care. I have some body scrubs that I want to mention. The first one is by L'Occitane. It's called the Delicious Paste. I really enjoyed this and I've practically emptied it. There's a little bit left. But what is so special about this body scrub is that it's an almond scent. So that's quite unique. You don't always see like almond scented things. And what I really enjoyed about it is the hydration that it gives. Your skin feels super creamy. Not only does it exfoliate your skin, but it feels moisturized and hydrated after you're done using this, to the point where you almost don't have to apply lotion. So I really enjoyed this particular body scrub and highly recommend it, and actually need to buy myself some more. But I haven't done that yet because I do have other body scrubs. And speaking of which, this is the other one that I'd like to recommend. This is the Josie Maran Argan Sugar Balm Body Scrub. And what I really like about this is it has the scooper here, and I actually use this to scoop it out. It's in the cutest little mason type jar. It has a okay fragrance. I like the fragrance of the L'Occitane a little bit better than the Josie Maran, and this one doesn't necessarily make my skin feel like I've already lotioned, but it is really a good sugar scrub for the body, and I have practically emptied this. Every couple of weeks I like to use a body scrub to exfoliate my skin, and as we are approaching warmer months and you're going to kind of have your skin showing, I definitely recommend products like this one by Josie Maran, as well as this one from L'Occitane. Let's dive into some makeup products. So the primer that I have here that I've talked about many times on my channel that I definitely recommend that you guys check out. It is a little bit pricier primer, and this is worth the coins because this little jar or large jar will last forever. And this is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It is good for oilier skin. It is a moisturizer, so it makes you think that it's for dry skin, but it's really more for oilier skin. I have heard people with dry skin talk about this on their channel and they love it as well. So I think any skin type can use it. But when I have read about this, it is marketed towards people who have oilier skin. I actually used it today to prime my face, and you use the tiniest amount. This is a new jar, and I did purchase this many years ago, and it took me forever to empty that other jar. And then I repurchased it and got a smaller size and emptied that one, and now I have opened my larger one here. Love this. If I had to kind of use only one primer for the rest of my life, this is definitely one that would be in the running for that top spot. So this is a really good primer. Definitely highly recommend that you pick this up during the sale, especially given the price point. The foundation that I'm wearing today, I wasn't sure I was going to recommend, but I felt like wearing it today, and I've really been enjoying it in recent weeks, so I am recommending it to you guys. And that is the one by Makeup by Mario. It is the Surreal Skin foundation, and this one is 18W. I actually reviewed this here on my channel, and I felt like I got really oily by the end of the night. It was sort of like an okay foundation, like it was really skin-like you can see now. I think it looks pretty skin-like. It's beautiful, but the wear time and how it wore just was kind of iffy about it. And I have worn it quite a bit, but then I put it aside. I wasn't reaching for it like I have reached for some of my other foundations that were new when I first got them and fell in love with them. I wasn't reaching for it in the same way. Well, then I started wearing it with primers that were known to really extend the longevity of your makeup. So like the one that I have on today, which is Bobbi Brown. I also put on the Tarte primer that I like to put on that kind of mattifies. Can't remember the name of it now. But I also have on a Tarte primer as well. If you wear this with a primer that is good for keeping your makeup on and preventing your skin from getting oily, then this is absolutely beautiful. If you have dry skin, you're probably gonna love it just immediately. If you have more oily skin, as long as you wear it with a primer that helps prevent oiliness and use a setting spray, you will love this as well. So I definitely recommend it. It's just one of those that you've got to kind of use with particular products to get the best outcome, but it is beautiful. My other foundation that I definitely still love is this one by Makeup Forever. It's the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. This one is in 3Y52. This has been a go-to foundation ever since I purchased it. I reach for it frequently. It is long lasting. It looks beautiful on camera, whether it be in film or still pictures. It is a long wearing, comfortable skin-like foundation that I highly recommend. I want to mention that I don't have any of my Sephora products over here, but the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation is fantastic. So definitely check out the Sephora products, especially since you can save 30% and they're already affordable. The Best Skin Ever foundation is absolutely wonderful. I did get quite addicted to that at one point. The concealer is pretty good as well, the Best Skin Ever concealer. I also like the Micro Smooth powder by Sephora. I have repurchased that a couple of times. So those are really great foundation concealer options from the Sephora collection. The Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. That's the name of that primer. All right, concealers that I want to recommend. I really enjoyed this Faux Filter Concealer. It looks all well loved. I actually reviewed it here on my channel. This is Caramel Corn 51N, maybe is what it says here. And it has like a little bit of an emollience. It's a creamy concealer. It's performed beautifully for me, and I reach for it frequently. It has a lovely doe foot applicator, and I think I have almost emptied this. That's how much I've used it. So definitely recommend this concealer. It is fantastic. Another concealer that I actually liked to pair with that one, I was using it kind of as a combo, but love them alone as well. And this is the Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Concealer. This one is a little bit darker shade. That's one of the reasons I like to pair it with other things. This one is in the shade 435. It is a little darker shade for me, so it looks more like that. See, it's a little deeper. It is just so good though, and I am actually wearing this today with another concealer, but this is like the shade of that. So it is almost like the shade of my foundation, but it's maybe like one shade lighter. And let me go ahead and swatch the HUDA. Let me swatch that so you can kind of see that it's a little bit brighter. and both offer really good coverage. So this is what the HUDA looks like, and it's pretty full coverage, but it's a brighter shade than this one. So I was enjoying mixing them together to get this really pretty shade. But today I chose to mix my Lancôme with this one from Pat McGrath. This one is in the shade M17. I've actually purchased it twice because initially I purchased it in a darker shade, and it almost was like that Lancôme one, and I always felt like it was a little bit too dark. So then I went back to the website and got this one. I didn't put a lot there, but it's the perfect concealer shade for me, and I really enjoyed this. So today I mixed these two together. I just put a little bit of each on to conceal my dark circles. I didn't put a ton on, so it's more natural looking, I think, perhaps. Both of these are good. I don't know, like, I can't help you if you're trying to decide between them, because it just depends on my mood which one I grab. I am pleased with all three of these concealers. Fantastic, phenomenal concealers. All perform very well. How can I move faster, guys? Tell me. Tell me how. I feel like I always recommend this powder, even though there are other powders that I enjoy. I really want to recommend the Givenchy Prism Libre. I talked about this recently in my top 5 powders, and I talked about how I felt like this one wasn't as like budge proof as some of the others, but I still reach for this oftentimes more frequently than I do any of my other powders because of the beautiful, flawless appearance that it gives you. This is a little bit more expensive powder, so that's why I recommend that you pick it up during the sale. This one is like the universal shade where it's got like the purple, blues, lavender, and green kind of shades here. This one to me is the most translucent. This is my second time purchasing this, and I actually used this powder today to set my makeup. So I love this powder. Highly recommend the Givenchy Prism Libre. It looks like this on top. It gives my Laura Mercier a run for her money. I think I picked this one up during the last sale, and I have already almost emptied it. Love this. I don't typically recommend these products because they just seem like, oh my God. I just found a hair on my lash, and I pray that it just got there. I couldn't see it, but you guys would definitely probably be able to see it if it was there the whole time. I don't usually talk about brow gel in these videos, but I honestly think this is a product worth picking up because typically we would buy the cheapest like brow gel or clear mascara, but I find that these are really good, the two that I want to mention, and they are pricier for a brow gel. So one is from Benefit. I got smarter and put like the month and year on here so I would know when I open this. This one has the comb applicator, and it really locks in your brows. I used it today to lock in my brows. I also recommend the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Setter, and it looks more like a mascara wand. Both are fantastic. Some people probably would prefer the Anastasia one because it's just an easier applicator, whereas this is the comb. But if you want to make sure that your brows don't smear or budge throughout the day, these are definitely going to work for you. I don't have the Anastasia with me, but I have purchased them both. So while they are a little pricier, they are long lasting and don't empty very quickly and really do give your brows staying power. So I recommend that you pick up a more high-end brow gel during the sale, specifically this one by Benefit or the one by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I already mentioned the eyeshadow palette from Pat McGrath. I also want to mention, because now I'm doing these in order. I also want to mention these minis by Natasha Denona. I think I have mentioned these in the past. This one is the nude palette. It is my favorite mini, and it is definitely well loved. You can create an entire eyeshadow look with this palette. I just swatched it for you guys. This is what this palette looks like. Look at that. You have a transition shade, you have a contour shade with this deeper brown, and you have 3 different lid colors here. Absolutely stunning palette. Again, this is the mini nude, and it used to be $25. I think it is more now, but you can try Natasha Denona and determine whether you really like the formula before investing in one of the larger palettes. So many of the larger palettes have been created into these minis, so I definitely recommend that you check out the minis. If you buy minis, you can get more stuff. If I reach for these while I'm filming this video, I always end up shouting out these coconut wipes. They did change the formula of these, and I don't like this formula as well as the previous one. However, these are really good makeup wipes, and if you're going to get them 30% off, now's a good time to pick them up. I tend to only buy these. Like, these are the ones I buy. My mom gave me a huge case of the Neutrogena wipes, so I probably won't pick any more up right now because I have a lot of makeup wipes to go through. But as far as what's sold at Sephora, you can't beat this. You can't beat this. I wanted to recommend the Charlotte Tilbury palette in Pillow Talk. I actually debated during the end of year video whether I was going to talk about this palette because I wasn't reaching for it a lot. So I didn't talk about it. But it's like as soon as the year started, I started reaching for it all the time. So it's what I actually have on my eyes today. And I have been reaching for it so much recently, probably because I've just been sort of lazy with my makeup and this just looks good with everything. So it's just 4 little shades. It's a quad. And I feel like I have gotten really good use out of this. Like, you can really tell that I have been dipping into this a lot. And this one, I'm sorry, is the Pillow Talk Dreams, if I didn't say that, because I think it does come in a lighter version, the regular Pillow Talk. But I love Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. I wanted to minimize my bronzers that I was recommending because I have talked about some of the same ones all the time and I still love those. Like, I thought I'd lost this bronzer and I had actually set it aside for a video that I was going to film and never filmed, and still love this bronzer. It is fantastic. This one is the airbrush bronzer and this one is the shade 3, and as you can tell, I have hit pan on this bronzer and look how large this bronzer is. So you should know that I use this one quite a bit. So I love that bronzer. It's just the perfect shade for me. Really love the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, but I really wanted to mention these today because I kind of picked them back up and sort of fell back in love again. These are by Bobbi Brown, and this was a limited edition case. I have had these for years. Don't judge me. So this one is the shade Dark. I also have it in the shade Deep. I am wearing the shade Deep today, but I actually have been wearing Dark a lot more. This sort of reminds me, like, the shade of it is sort of like the Butter Bronzer shade. It has like a rich reddish kind of tone, and this is a little more neutral. But these are matte bronzers, and I think Bobbi Brown sometimes is a brand that we kind of sleep on. I think there was a time when we really talked about Bobbi Brown products a lot more than we do now. Whenever I go back to these products, I'm just like amazed at how good the quality is. And I just really enjoy the look of the bronzer, and it's beautiful. And it lasts forever. Like, I used to use these quite a bit and I hardly have a dent in it. It's just a beautiful matte bronzer. I think that they are $46, but they almost have like 5 stars on this bronzer. So really good quality bronzer. Definitely recommend that you check this out. I have just like gone back to it and fallen in love again. Love them. I have the contour products that I want to mention. This is the Contour Wand by Charlotte Tilbury, and it is in medium deep. I really love this. And the one thing I'll say though is it's not very travel friendly. I live between 2 homes. I traveled this here and it's just already kind of squeezed out. So you gotta be really careful with it. So it's not very travel friendly because if you pinch it, it's gonna squeeze the product out. So, you know, and it doesn't take but the smallest amount. And I don't want it sitting on top of my sponge here. So that's the only drawback to this product, is you kind of need to just put it somewhere and leave it there because it can just be messy. But I used it today to contour around the perimeter of my face, and then I decided to contour my nose with my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Stick, and this one is in the shade Dark. It does have a brush on this side, so that's a really good plus to this product. It is a cream product and it does add a very soft sculpt. It's not too overpowering, so that's why I used it to sculpt my nose. But I really enjoy using both of these to contour with as far as cream and liquid products go. Now, my favorite powder contour product is this Makeup Forever contour product. And this one I think is the shade, I always try to remember it, but I think it's S118 is this shade. It is a very deep contour shade, but they do make it in other shades. It has like this reddish color, and it's really probably like too dark for me. I probably could have used the one lighter than this, but I actually like using this to really add that sculpted look. The Charlotte Tilbury looks a lot like this color too, and I really like the way this looks in conjunction with my bronzer. So if you're more of a powder contour person, I definitely would recommend that one. And it comes like as an individual, and you have to purchase like one of these Makeup Forever cases for it to go in. I purchased the highlighter as well as the blush for mine, but they do sell it in like an individual case if you just buy the contour product. But it is such a beautiful contour product, and I have had this one for a couple of years now, and it's the type of product that if I lost this, I would repurchase it, the whole thing. But if I lost it, I would repurchase it, and I always have it on my vanity, and when I travel, I always take this. I always take this. I don't travel without it. Love this. A product that I don't have with me, but really was fond of and enjoyed is the Bare Minerals Bronzer in Kiss of Rose. It is this beautiful kind of shimmery blush, but not like glittery, but has this really radiant finish, and it is sort of a between bronzer and blush kind of product. So if you wear this, you don't necessarily have to apply bronzer. It's that perfect kind of shade and gives you that sort of sun-kissed appearance. I don't have it here with me, but I really was impressed with that product, and I think it was fairly affordable, like $20 when I purchased it. So I definitely recommend that you check out the Bronzer in Kiss of Rose by Bare Minerals. This was kind of hard because you guys know I went a little crazy in my last Sephora haul and I bought so many blushes. But the one that I reach for the most, that I really love wearing, I love them all, but I reach for this the most and get the most pleasure from this blush, and it is any blush just about by Pat McGrath. I have it in Love Struck, and I purchased this palette, and it has, I think, some of the existing shades in it. Desert Orchid is one of my favorite shades. I have that on now, and Paradise Venus, I think, is the other that I also have on. Yes, this is Paradise Venus and this is Desert Orchid. And when you look at that, you think that is really light, especially the Desert Orchid. The Desert Orchid shade, when you look at it, seems like it's too light, but it honestly isn't. It's what I'm wearing today on my cheek, the apples of my cheeks. And I have just really enjoyed this blush, and both of those shades kind of filled a void in my blush collection because I tend to buy more coral blushes and rosy blushes, and neither one of them look like that. You'll love this Paradise Venus shade if you have deeper skin, and anyone can wear this. Like, all of these are beautiful, but these are the two I just kind of reach for a lot. But I love this palette. I loved getting them in a palette, and you can't buy this limited edition palette any longer, but I believe that those two shades are still available if you want to pick them up. And I also really have enjoyed my Love Struck shade as well as the other two that are in this palette. So any of the Pat McGrath blushes that you wish to purchase, I definitely highly recommend them. They have long wear time. They stay on my face. They're just gorgeous. I love them, love them, love them. This is the Desert Orchid shade. Just look at that. It's just like a peachy, beautiful peachy kind of color. I just love it. So I just love her blushes. Some of them are like more matte and some have a little bit more sheen, but I haven't run across any that have like a glittery appearance. So that's probably why I really like these blushes. They add that radiance but not glitter. So just gorgeous. So Pat McGrath blushes, definitely the best to purchase right now during the sale. Highly recommend those. Is that my favorite phrase of the video? Highly recommend those. I just picked this up not too long ago, and this is the Exhilarate shade by Rare Beauty, and it looks like, look at this. Such a beautiful shade. This one is like a champagne gold, like my favorite shade of highlighter to wear. This is like the smoothest highlighter ever, and it's actually the highlighter that I have on right now, and I like went pretty light, or I like kind of buffed over it, you know, after I applied it so that it wouldn't be too overwhelming. I'm just going to add a little bit more so you can see like how outstanding that highlight is. Look at that. It's really like glass-like and just gives you this beaming gorgeous highlight, but very, very stunning highlighter. I'm really impressed with this. So lips are sort of difficult. I always end up recommending this, so I'm going to recommend it again. This is the Tom Ford Spanish Pink shade. Even though I'm wearing red, this is like my favorite nude lip. And I definitely recommend any Tom Ford lipstick because of the price of Tom Ford. I also really like Charlotte Tilbury lipstick products. I love them. But I'm more of a gloss wearer, so definitely going to recommend this lipstick. I also want to recommend this In the Buff shade from Tom Ford. It's a lip gloss. I actually think it's going to be in my cart. You'll see it, I think, because I've almost emptied this one. It is what I have been topping my lipstick with today. I can't say that these are super long wearing because I have reapplied a few times since I have been sitting here. This definitely, like, it's a creamy lipstick, is really beautiful on, but you do have to reapply. So if you're looking for like lipsticks that are more budge proof, there may be some others out there. Lip glosses other than the In the Buff shade, because the other one that I like was Ravish and they don't have that anymore. So In the Buff is beautiful. It's like a goldy, sparkly type of lip gloss. But I also like this one. This is Sweet Mouth, and this is a Fenty gloss. And I also like it in Fussy and the original shade that I always, Fenty Glow. I never remember it. All of the minis that I have purchased, like I have purchased this lip gloss so many times in so many different shades. So I think I'm going to top my lip combo with this today, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. It's just the creamiest milky appearance and glossy, just shiny glossy lip gloss. So comfortable, perfect size for your purse. This one I always have in my purse. I just love the Fenty gloss bombs. Always recommend them. Love them so much. This is embarrassing, but I do have another one, but I just keep using this one and wearing it out. The lip liner I've been wearing that I recommend that you guys check out is this one by Charlotte Tilbury. This is Foxy Brown, but I know that she has them in other shades. I always like brown lip liners, like my favorite. I do purchase other lip liners, but find myself not reaching for them. So really do enjoy this. I also didn't mention Pat McGrath, but that's another one of my, like, this is a Pat McGrath lip gloss in some shade. I can't remember, but this is a Pat McGrath lip gloss, Flesh Astral. I think maybe that one. I love that, and Dare to Bear. But I love Pat McGrath lip glosses as well, if you're in the market for gloss. Okay. I didn't talk about mascara, but I'm loving the Lancôme Monsieur Big a lot lately. I'm starting to really love that again. The Monsieur Big mascara is what I used on my lower lashes today. So I didn't really talk about mascara, but that's a good one if you're in the market for mascara. But the Professional Super Setter is the setting spray that I would recommend to you guys. It's the one that I used today. It gives you the most beautiful airbrushed finish. I have been reaching for this nonstop ever since I purchased it. So this is like fast becoming my favorite setting spray. I'm kind of shocked by that because I also really like the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, but this one is more comfortable. Like that one really locks in your makeup and it's going to give you long lasting makeup if you use the one by Charlotte Tilbury, but this one gives you more of an airbrushed appearance and it really like makes your pores disappear, and it's more comfortable on the skin. So I really love the Professional, and I recommend that to you guys during the sale. Some other products I want to mention that you might want to check out during the sale are the Sephora Collection brushes. There are so many brushes that I have purchased over the years from Sephora Collection that I absolutely love. I still use them. Like there's an angled blush brush that I used to use when I applied contour. I still use it from time to time. I have an airbrush like foundation brush, the concealer brush that I use, several eyeshadow brushes that I reach for on a daily basis. So the Sephora Collection brushes are amazing. If you're gonna get 30% off, why not pick up a brush? Like just look through the brushes and at least choose one during each sale. That way you can increase your brush collection gradually. Those are my recommendations this time around. I will link a playlist of my other recommendations if you want to check those out, if you're still looking for ideas, because there are tons of products that I love. Tons of products that I love that I would love to recommend to you guys to buy those as well. But I really tried to narrow my list. And even though I narrowed my list, this has still taken a long time. Now let's talk about what's in my cart. So guys, my cart is outrageous. I think this is like the biggest cart ever. So I know I'm not going to get all these. I have $1,097 worth of items in my cart. And 20% is not enough of a sale for me to buy all of this stuff. In order for me to not forget what I want to consider, I put everything in the cart. And some of these items are items for my daughter. So while my total is high, I have some things in here for her. Because she has a tendency to just use my makeup and let me buy it. But I'm going to let her buy it this time. You're going to buy some of your own stuff. One of the items that she wants is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Grapefruit. She goes through 1 or 2 of these a year, and every time we have a sale, I think I pick one up for her. So she really loves that. I also have over here, I leave primers here for her to use. And this is one that I purchased probably during the last sale. And this is the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. So I'm going to pick up one of those. Again, I'll probably leave it here and she may end up using it. You got to help these young people out. They just, you know, got these expensive tastes but don't have an expensive wallet. I have the Fenty Skin Melt Off Jelly Oil Makeup Melting Cleanser. It seems to be getting hyped up. So I wanted to check it out to see if there's a cleanser out there that can melt off my makeup and make makeup removal easier. It's $34. So I wanted to try that. Don't know if it's going to make it, but it's in the cart. Benefit Professional Super Setter Pore Minimizing Setting Spray is also in the cart, and it is $33. So this is a full one here, but I want to back up. So that is in the cart. Like I've been mentioning today, that I've really been falling back in love with the Bobbi Brown product line, and for some reason I am intrigued with the Skin Full Cover Concealer. And I have it in Warm Natural in my cart. And whenever I look at Bobbi Brown products, they just get the most stars. Like everyone loves her products, but you just don't hear as many people talking about them. Maybe they were really popular at one time, but we've moved on to other things. But if this is a really good concealer with a lot of stars, and I love a good concealer, why don't I try this? This is what I'm telling myself. So it's in the cart. We'll see if it makes it. I also have an Orbe Mini Royal Blowout Heating Styling Spray. It's $24. I already have one, but I've been using it quite a bit. Like when I was blowing out my hair and wearing it straight, I was using that product and I love it. And I don't want to empty it. I don't want to run out. So I have it in the cart because my plan while I was home on spring break was to apply my keratin treatment again, but I haven't gotten around to it. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Don't know if I'm ready. So anyway, I really like that styling spray. It's like a heat protectant. It's in the cart. Don't know if it's going to make it. The Gisou Mini Honey Infused Hair Oil. I've talked about this a lot. It's $25. It's got a dropper. I've purchased it twice. It's in the cart. I am thinking I'm going to get it. I'm not out of the old one, so I could wait. but it is in the cart, so we'll see. The House Labs by Lady Gaga. I have the Color Fused Talc Free Powder Blush with Fermented Arnica. I have it in the shade Dragon Fruit Days. It's like a hot pink look. Everyone's been going crazy over this blush. People also went crazy over the foundation, but I didn't purchase the foundation because it just seemed like it was getting mixed reviews based on my skin type. Like it was kind of maybe too oily, so I didn't get it. But I do think I might like this blush, so it's in the cart. I also have another one of the In the Buff by Tom Ford. It's $59. I'm pretty sure I'm going to purchase that because I'm almost on empty. So it's in the cart. I finally have added to the cart the Dior Backstage Concealer in 4N. I actually wanted to purchase the Dior Skin Forever, the other concealer that I used to love so much. This one has higher reviews than the other Dior concealer. So I haven't tried it yet. I thought maybe try this one instead and then go back to the other one the next go around. So I have it in my cart in the shade 4N and it is $29. So I have the Bobbi Brown concealer in the cart. So should I get this one? Don't know, but it's in the cart. I also have the Oribe Super Fine Hairspray and it's $44. And when I do straighten my hair, I like to have a hairspray. And I don't think I have one right now to use. So I remember when someone was talking about this, they loved it, and I put it in my cart. So I don't know if it's going to make it, but maybe. I think I'm going to try this. I think it has pretty good stars on Sephora's website. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Liner in the shade Malt, and it is $18. I'm looking for more lip liners that I can recommend to you guys because you might be tired of hearing about Foxy Brown. So I probably will purchase this. I'm almost out of the YSL Libre fragrance that I love. This is $130. It's in the cart right now, but I do not know if I'm going to buy it again right now because I have so many fragrances that I can just move on to another fragrance and try to use that up as well before purchasing this. But it is in the cart. It's in the cart for me to consider. La Mer, the Moisturizing Soft Cream Moisturizer. I have added the 1 ounce to my cart for $200. This was one of the first things I put in the cart. I got sucked in and watched a review that someone did comparing this to like a cheaper moisturizer, and they wanted to not like this but said that it was so much better on their skin, but they use it consistently for like 30 days. And that's one of the things I've always said is that like I end up getting it in such a small size that I don't use it consistently. I don't use it all the time. It's like I put it on my face to treat myself. But what's the point of that? I'd like to have a large enough size that I can use it over a period of time to really see if that miracle broth does miracle work on my skin. But then I consider this, guys. You might remember that I mentioned this in an unboxing. This is a Josie Maran moisturizer. It is the Mega Moisture Face Cream, and it says Brighten Plus Reform Power Without Peel is what it says. And this is like a new moisturizer. And they sent me this, and I haven't used it yet. I think I just opened it and kind of swatched it for you guys, but I haven't used it yet. So I would like to start using this as well. I probably won't use the La Mer right away. So should I just stick with the Josie Maran and then buy the La Mer in the fall? I don't know. Thinking about it, but it's in the cart because if I just chunk that La Mer over here, that gives me $200 to play with. So I don't know, but I really would like to buy this. So we'll see. It's in the cart. My daughter wants a Mario Badescu facial spray, the one that's aloe and rose water. She likes that one, and I actually have 2 in the cart for her to purchase because she uses it up really quickly. I also have the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez Mini Pore Diffusing Primer. It is $15, so I wanted to try it in the mini. I want to try a new primer, and this one seemed intriguing because of the pore diffusing part. So I wanted to check that out, and I think it had pretty good stars. So it's in the cart. It's only $15. Why not give it a go? I really think I'm going to keep this one in the cart. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in Cherry Blossom. I've heard a lot of good things about this particular shade. And I really love my banana bread shade. And this is a cherry kind of brightening shade. It's $38. I want to try it. So it's in the cart. I'm going to see if it makes it. I kind of wanted to make it because I really like it. I really think I'm going to like that. So it's in the cart. I have a Mugler Alien Goddess Parfum Travel Spray. And I think this one is the one that Willow Smith maybe is collaborating with them on. And it is $35. I really love how the travel sprayer looks. And I remember liking this when I smelled it in store. And it seems to get pretty good reviews. So it's in my cart. It's the travel spray. Maybe I'll get it. I got sucked in by this on Facebook. The Nest New York Balinese Coconut Perfume Oil. And this one is the Roller Ball. It's $35. Because I haven't smelled it, I thought maybe I should try it in the Roller Ball. But it seemed to have really good reviews. And I might like it. And it probably is a really good summer scent from what it sounds like, a beachy type of scent. So we'll see if it makes it. Another product that my daughter uses a lot is setting spray. She prefers the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, which is in the cart, and it's $36. So she goes through this quite a bit. So I'm recommending to her to pick up some of the Sephora Collection setting sprays because you get 30% off and they're much cheaper. And that way, on a daily basis, you can use this cheaper setting spray. And if it works well, hey, that's perfect. And then for special occasions, use your Urban Decay. So she can get 2 of the Sephora Collection for $26. That's what's in the cart. And 1 Urban Decay for $36. So that's what I'm recommending to her that she purchased. That's in the cart. I put in the cart for myself the Laneige Berries and Cocoa Kisses set for $26. And I think that's mostly because I need a Laneige. I'm out of my Laneige lip mask here. I have one in my work home, but I don't have one here. And this is like a set for the same price, I think, of purchasing one. So I'm going to get that for sure because I never like to be out of the Laneige. I also have added a Tom Ford gloss in the shade Aura because I really loved Ravish. They don't have that anymore, so I got to look for another shade that I might also like other than in the buff. So I want to try Aura. So that's in the cart. I have the Nest New York Balinese Perfume Oil in the larger size also in my cart because I don't know which one I'm going to get. This one is $98 and I don't know if it's a 1 ounce. I can't see the number of ounces, but it's the large bottle versus the rollerball. Part of me wants to just get the rollerball because I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but I'll be upset if I really like it and I only bought the rollerball. So therefore I put the large one in the cart for me to think about it. So one of them is definitely going to go. I'm not going to get them both. So that's in the cart. I have the Fenty Skin Cherry Treat Conditioning Strengthening Lip Oil. It is $24. And my lips are like peeling, and I don't know if that's a seasonal kind of thing because they don't tend to do that. I don't usually have that problem. And so I thought this strengthening lip oil might be fun. And I love the Fenty products, so I thought I would give that a try. A hair care product that is in my cart is the No. 6 Bond Smoother Reparative Styling Cream by Olaplex. It is $30. And I am pretty much out of my Olaplex system. I have a few pieces of the system left, but the system that I bought like in the gift set that I purchased it in during the Christmas holidays did not have a No. 6. Today I used the No. 6 in my hair. When I styled my hair, I shampooed my hair with another product that's not sold at Sephora, but it's sold at Ulta. It's the better, not younger products. It's sold at Ulta. But I really have been enjoying adding a little bit of the number 6 to my hair when it is air drying. I just love the look at the end, how my hair ends up looking after I apply that hair product. So I will probably end up picking it up provided it doesn't sell out, because recently when I looked there, it was sold out. So I really like the Olaplex line, but specifically I like that one when my hair is curly and it is air drying. It's like a leave-in conditioner but type of styling product. Whenever I add that, I enjoy the outcome. So definitely gonna pick that up. There are lots of products that I didn't mention during this video. If there are particular products that you are considering purchasing and you'd like to know my opinion and whether I would recommend them, please add them to the comments down below. If it's a product that I have used before and I have an opinion on that product, I will definitely let you know whether that's something that you should pick up. So thank you for joining me for today's video. I know that this one is going to be another long one. If you made it to the end, how about drop a shopping bag down in the comments below, because you guys know we're getting ready to get our shopping on. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy, signing out.